I bought yet another huge game collection. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It is Friday. It is approximately 4:18 p.m. I just got off work and I'm on my way to Atlanta, Georgia to pick up this amazing freaking game lot, which is really two separate game lots combined into one from the same seller. Originally, my good buddy Saturn Steve months and months ago turned me on to somebody that he found that was selling a large lot, and I believe he found it on Facebook Marketplace, and he got me in contact with this seller and I bought that lot and we did a video on it. I started to develop a good relationship with this seller, and now they contact me whenever he has new inventory, new lots available for purchase. He contacts me. And so this is why I always tell people, if you're gonna buy game lots or game collections, you have to make contacts. You have to build relationships, trusted relationships, and make contacts, because time and time again, contacts that I've made have come through with me with some amazing stuff. And that is no exception with this particular case. Let's finish the drive down to Atlanta, Georgia, so you guys can see this amazing lot. All right, everybody, we're here at the seller's house and I am looking at all of this beautiful, beautiful inventory. So before we take all this, load this stuff in the back of the truck and take it to the house, I'm gonna ask the seller a few questions. He is off camera, he's actually behind the camera, which thanks again for that. How did you acquire all this stuff, or what can you share with us about how you acquired all this amazing inventory?
Yeah, so I collect primarily, and over the years I've been building relationships with people in my community, and essentially I've been known as the video game guy. So as people go to liquidate, you know, and move, they find the games, and you know, friends of friends have referred them to me. So it's all about the relationships and offering people fair deals, and you know, I've gotten a lot of referrals through that.
Number one, what tips do you have for people for when it comes to actually sourcing lots and collections and getting them at a good deal?
You just have to be transparent with people. You know, like you said earlier, it's, you know, good deal for you, good deal for me. We're on the same page. I know you need to resell it and make money. You know, I want to resell it and make money. Time is valuable for me. Time is valuable for other people. So figure out what, you know, they're looking for, and you know, try to give them the best deal possible. And if you're transparent with people and genuine, you know, they'll be more willing to work with you.
All right, so in this tote we have one of the fantastic Nintendo 64 controllers. Now there is a smoke gray fantastic Nintendo 64 in here, but as you can see, it is busted all to hell. He did not charge me for it, and I bought a new shell for it, an aftermarket shell. So I'm gonna reshell that, and then there's a black GameCube with all the hookups and one controller. There's a few pretty cool things here in this tote. This is pretty neat. This is a Castlevania 1000-piece puzzle, still sealed in the packaging. There's a old from the late 70s handheld. There's two of them in there, actually worth quite a bit of money. This is a really cool GameCube disc holder. It opens all slow like that, which is pretty neat. Super Nintendo cleaning kit in the packaging. Now this box is mainly just full of a bunch of miscellaneous controllers and cords and accessories. You get it open, there's a giant box here that's just jam-packed full of Atari and ColecoVision games. In this box there are 3 Atari 2600 consoles. There's this really cool X-Men book and a bunch of Atari controllers and some hookups and things like that. In this little box we have some more Atari games. We have a NES controller with a skin on it, and this is pretty cool. This is from the late 90s. It is a Bugs Bunny Space Jam plush with the tag still on it. PlayStation 3 Guitar Hero Sunburst wireless controller, and I have the dongle too, and this thing is pretty damn pricey. Variety of consoles. We've got a Wii with a bunch of controllers and hookups. Fantastic Nintendo 64 in fantastic condition, and a matching controller is in there as well. And then right here we have a fully backwards compatible model PlayStation 3, which is a pretty pricey item. Nothing too crazy in this box. We've got some NES dust sleeves. We have 2 NES Advantage joysticks, a couple of NES zappers, and we have a fantastic green Nintendo 64 controller. So this box I'm actually going to give to my good friend Travis Wood over at Woodman Classics. Check him out on YouTube. This is a freaking box that the original TurboGrafx 16 console would come in when it's shipped to a dealer, and it would have 4 of them in a box. And there's also some miscellaneous manuals I didn't get to show you. Nothing crazy here, but there's a few notable manuals like this Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Bros. 3 manual, Donkey Kong Country. One of the cool things about both of these lots is they came with a large stack of GameCube games, the vast majority of which are complete in box, and a lot of these are in fantastic condition. Now, unfortunately, there wasn't a single GameCube game here that I needed for my own collection because I'm down to 98 games left. Actually, 97 games left, correction. Off to a good start so far, right? Let's go ahead and hop on over to the PlayStation 3. This is a factory sealed copy of Metal Gear Solid: The Legacy Collection on the PlayStation 3. And this is selling for about 70 to 80 bucks sealed. We got a couple of Sega Genesis games, a few loose carts. Let's show those off real quick. Road Rash, The Duel Test Drive 2, Jungle Strike, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 complete in box. And this next one is the banger of the Sega Genesis stack, and that is Boogerman, a pick and flick adventure. That's right. That's a real game. Next up, we have one Super Nintendo game. Not a whole lot on the Super Nintendo front here, but we do have a pretty clean copy of Donkey Kong Country 2. And then we have a fairly decent stack of loose Nintendo 64 games. So here's what we got there. We have a couple of PS1 games complete in box. We have Metal Gear Solid Greatest Hits, RC Racer, Loaded, and GeomeCube. And we have a pretty good stack of loose NES cartridges. The Deadly Towers, Baseball, Top Gun, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Manhattan Project, Rambo, Arch Rivals, Jurassic Park, Renegade, Super Mario Bros., Metal Gear, Dr. Mario, Blaster Master, Kung Fu, Mega Man 2, Super Pitfall, Track and Field 2, The Simpsons Bart Meets Radioactive Man, Duck Hunt, RC Pro AM, Golf, and Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. Now, one of my favorite things about this lot is we have an amazing stack of DS and 3DS games. Now, one thing to note, a few of these I have already sold. I had Pokemon White 2. I had Pokemon White. I had another Pokemon Y. I had a Pokemon Diamond and a Cooking Mama 3, I believe. The one at the top, Shinobi Rumble, is quite a pricey game. We also have a Bleach game, a Beyblade game, and Sonic Colors. We have Madden NFL Football, Super Mario 3D Land, 2 Pokemon Suns, a Pokemon Y, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Beyblade Evolution, and Cooking Mama 5, which is actually a lot pricier than you think. It's like 50 to 60 bucks. Game Boy Color, pretty freaking good condition, and it works. And original Game Boy, it works, but it's missing the battery pack. And we have a Game Gear that unfortunately needs new capacitors, so I'm gonna have to sell this one for parts only. We have a blue Nintendo 3DS XL, and we have a red Nintendo 3DS XL that works, but sadly it's not in good condition. It's missing one of the bumpers. The screen's all jacked up. We have a nice little stack of loose handheld cartridges. The Pokewalker. Now, it needs a new battery, so I'm not sure if it works or not, but this is the Pokewalker that came packed in with Pokemon Heart Gold, the version that came in the big cardboard box. Nintendo DS keychain cartridge holder that's actually shaped like a Nintendo DS, and you open it up and it can hold up 2 cartridges, and this thing's actually worth a little bit more than you would think that it is. A boxed Sega Genesis. Now, it's not fully complete in box. It is missing a few things like the inserts, and it's missing the Sonic the Hedgehog pack-in game, but the console's in there, the controller and the hookups, and it's got the foam insert that holds everything. Now, the one I really want to show you is this NES Challenge set. Now, I will say it is not fully complete. It's missing the Super Mario Bros. 3. It's missing the manuals and the inserts, but the console's in there, the hookups and the controllers. The console's not in the best shape. It also has some of the plastic. It has the foam that holds everything. But the great thing about this is this box is in absolutely phenomenal condition. This is one of the cleanest, best conditions NES Challenge Set boxes that I think I've ever seen. All right, let's talk about what I feel are some of the coolest things in the lot. And of course, it's cardboard, right? Boxed NES games, boxed Game Boy games. The Amazing Spider-Man on the Game Boy, the box is in absolutely phenomenal condition. Now, unfortunately, it is just the cartridge in here. No inserts, no manual. We have a Super Mario Bros. 3 Left Bros. Unbelievably clean, excellent condition box. It has the foam and it has the manual, but not the game. So I'm probably just going to buy a Left Bros loose cart to make this complete. Batman the video game on the Game Boy complete. Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. This is just the cartridge and manual. It doesn't have the actual insert that holds everything. But the box, again, really good condition. We have two beautiful complete in box NES games. Now this is really cool. This is the classic series release of the Legend of Zelda 2 Adventures of Link. The Jetsons Codswell's Caper. Mint condition, very expensive game. What am I adding to my own collection from these lots? Now you guys haven't seen any of these games yet. We're going to end the video on these. I'm adding a handful of Game Boy games, a large stack of 3DS games, and a large stack of DS games to the collection. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewer, Spider-Man 2, Metroid 2, Return of Samus, The Castlevania Adventure, Ren and Stimpy Space Cadet Adventures. I'm adding a great stack of 3DS games to the collection, and those games are Juiced, Pokemon Ranger, Sonic the Dark Chronicles, Star Wars Clone Wars Republic Heroes, Star Wars Clone Wars Jedi Alliance. Ultimately, all of those games I just showed you guys, I'm going to be able to add to the collection for free once I sell enough of these lots to make our money back. These games are going into the collection without me having to spend a dime on them, and that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of games. Now with that being said, what's the plan for these two lots we bought? Well, we're going to sell a lot of it between Instagram claim sales, eBay, and selling them at game conventions. We should be able to make our money back pretty easily because we got a fantastic deal from the seller. Well, that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about everything that I picked up between these two lots.